Welcome back to my channel. If you've ever looked at a 1984 or 1985 Lincoln penny and thought it was nothing special, think again, because these two coins are hiding some of the most surprising errors and valuable varieties that collectors are still finding today. Most people spend these without a second glance. But the truth is that both the 1984 penny and the 1985 penny can contain rare mistakes from the mint that turn a simple 1-cent coin into something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's why it's so important to check every old cent in your pocket change, because these are the years where major error strikes slipped out into circulation unnoticed. When we look at the 1984 Lincoln penny, the first thing collectors search for is the famous extra ear double die variety. This is one of the boldest doubling errors you can find on a Lincoln cent from the 1980s, and it appears just behind Lincoln's ear, where the doubling makes it look like he has a second, smaller ear underneath the main outline. This doubling happened during the hubbing process, and it's strong enough that even a beginner collector can spot it without advanced tools. If you find this extra ear variety in great condition, it can sell for well over $100, and in high mint state grades it can reach into the thousands. Even circulated examples bring strong money because this error is so popular and instantly recognizable. Another major thing to look for on the 1984 penny is any kind of die crack, die chip, or retained interior die break. The mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents during this era, and the pressure of striking coins day after day created cracks and chips in the dies. When those damaged dies struck blank coins, the cracks transferred into raised lines across the coin's surface. Some of the most valuable cracks form across Lincoln's head or down into the date, and collectors will pay good money for large, dramatic breaks. If you see a big blob of metal around the date, around the top of the memorial, or anywhere that looks out of place, do not spend it. These kinds of die breaks can easily sell for $10, $20, $50, or more depending on size and location. You should also check the 1984 penny for off-center strikes. These are coins where the design is shifted too far to one side because the blank wasn't properly seated in the press during striking. Small off-centers are worth a few dollars, but big ones, especially above 30%, can range into the $50 to $100 range. And if the date is visible on a large off-center error, the value goes up even higher, because collectors need the date to confirm the coin's year. Another shockingly valuable error from this period is the broadstrike, where the coin is struck without the collar that normally holds it in shape. These appear wider, flatter, and more stretched than regular pennies, and collectors always buy them when they're clean and well-defined. Now let's move to the 1985 Lincoln penny, because while this one doesn't have the famous doubled ear variety like the 1984, it still has several rare and valuable errors hiding in circulation. The first thing to watch for on the 1985 penny is strong machine doubling or mechanical doubling. Even though this type of doubling is not as valuable as a true double die, some examples are dramatic enough that they look almost like a double die at first glance. Letters on Liberty, the date, or In God We Trust can appear flattened, shelf-like, or shifted. Most of the time these bring small values, but extremely bold examples with strong eye appeal can still sell for collectors looking for interesting oddities. The 1985 penny is also known for huge die chips, especially around the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. These blobs of raised metal often form on the roof of the memorial, inside the pillars, or around the base. Large chips that completely fill parts of the memorial can sell for $20 or more, and the bigger they are, the better the value. Another thing to watch closely for is full cud errors, which happen when a part of the die breaks away entirely. This leaves a large raised, smooth blob along the coin's rim or edge. Cuds from the 1980s can be extremely valuable because they stand out clearly and collectors love dramatic mint mistakes. Just like the 1984 penny, the 1985 penny can also appear with off-center strikes. These are always desirable to collectors, and the percentage of the off-center determines the value. A small off-center might only be worth a few dollars, but big ones with the date showing can bring $50, $75, or even more depending on condition. In rare cases, you might even find a double-struck 1985 penny, where the coin was struck twice by the press, producing overlapping or rotated designs. These are extremely collectible and can reach into the hundreds if they're dramatic and well-preserved. Both the 1984 and the 1985 penny come from the copper-plated zinc era that started in 1982. These coins weigh about 2.5 grams and are made from a zinc core with a thin layer of copper. Because the plating process wasn't always perfect in the 1980s, some coins developed plating bubbles, blisters, or surface distortions. These can appear as raised bubbles on Lincoln's portrait or on the memorial. While not all plating bubbles are valuable, the extreme ones, especially large, eye-catching blisters, can sell because they are unusual and show off the flaws of the minting process. And don't forget about wrong-planchet errors, which are some of the rarest and highest value mistakes you can find on any modern penny. These occur when a coin is accidentally struck on a blank mint for another denomination. If you ever find a 1984 or 1985 penny that feels too light, too heavy, the wrong color, or the wrong thickness, you might be looking at a wrong-planchet strike. These are extremely valuable, sometimes worth hundreds or even thousands depending on the metal and size. The next time you come across a 1984 or 1985 Lincoln penny, don't let it slip by without checking it carefully. Both of these years are loaded with errors, varieties, and collectible surprises that many people walk right past every single day. Even simple pennies can turn into life-changing finds if you know what to look for. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep checking your pocket change. You never know what rare treasure you might find next.